Okay, so I know what you must be thinking. What, Devin? Another journal? In my defense, I did say in my 2021 planners and journals check-in video that my primary objective is to have journaling be a joy. If you haven't seen that video, by the way, I'll have it linked in the cards and in the description box below. And yes, I also did say that I didn't want to have too many notebooks going at once and I wanted to keep things simple, but what's just one more notebook, right? And that's the type of reasoning that gets us stationery lovers into trouble, isn't it? Well, we'll just have to see how this one goes. A fun fact that you may or may not know about me is that I enjoy gardening. I haven't been doing it for very long, nor do I feel like I'm very good at it, but I believe that the skills and know-how will come with more time and experience. It all started with an obsession with succulents about 2 or 3 years ago, and as life got busier, my attention to my succulent garden dropped significantly. I'm not even sure how long this lack of care went on for, but my succulent collection proved to be pretty resilient. It's kind of incredible how succulents can withstand so much and still have the chance to come back and thrive. That whole concept really inspires me. So a couple weeks ago, I decided to go out and repot my succulents. I think as of today, I've repotted most of them, and hopefully they'll start to grow and be more vibrant as I start to give them more care and attention. I think what I'm starting to realize is that the busier life gets, the more we need to slow down. And I just don't want to put off my dream garden any longer. I've made so many excuses or just excuses to put it off and say that I'll take care of it later. But the thing is, I want to start it now. I wanted to start this journal dedicated to documenting my garden goals and progress. It's just the beginning, but I'm so excited to start. To kick things off in my garden journal, I put together this collage for my cover page using garden-inspired quotes, scraps, and ephemera. I'll have links to as many of these items as I can find in the description box below if you'd like to check them out. I spent the most time working on this spread out of the ones that I'm going to share with you today, and to be honest, I wasn't super in love with how it turned out. A part of me wanted to just glue it down to the front cover after I was done with it, but I'm going to leave it be for now and we'll see how I feel about it later. I like the pieces of it individually, but I like the simplicity with how I did the next few pages a whole lot more. And I think I'll keep things on the simpler side going forward. But in any case, I'm looking forward to seeing how this garden journal all comes together. I'm really excited about this garden journal for a number of reasons, but one of the main reasons is that I'm using a lot of beautiful stationery that my family has so thoughtfully and kindly gifted to me to make my garden journal dreams come true. They didn't even know that this garden journal would be a thing, but it all came together so perfectly. The gorgeous notebook that I'm using for my garden journal is from my auntie and cousin, and this fun botanical inspired booklet is from my sister-in-law. So thank you so much, fam. If you're watching this, I love you guys so much. One of the spreads that I wanted to be sure to include in my garden journal is a sort of wish list for all the things that I would like to grow. Since I'm just starting out, this list isn't super long. History has proven that I can get carried away with these kinds of things. I mean, fountain pens for one. We all saw how that turned out. As it pertains to my garden journal, though, in the beginning, I probably had more succulents than I could reasonably care for. So one of my goals is to care for my existing succulents consistently for at least a month before acquiring any more. I feel like that's very doable. I also recently developed an interest in wanting to start an herb and vegetable garden. I know that sounds a little ambitious, but I did write down a few things that we often use in our meals at home. Those include green onions, which I've already started growing from some cuttings, basil, cilantro, which I also tried to grow from cuttings, but no success there. My research did show that there was little to no success rate when trying to grow cilantro from cuttings, but I figured I'd try it anyway. I also made an attempt to grow baby bok choy from cuttings, which showed some progress in water, but I was just a tad too late moving it into soil before it turned into mush. Despite those failed attempts, I will definitely try growing cilantro again, but this time either from seeds or having it already potted and started for me. And the baby bok choy, I will probably try again from cuttings. And that's the thing about this whole garden journal and journey. I'm just excited to try again. I will have some wins, but more often than not, I won't. And being able to log that data into this notebook will be essential in learning and growing as a gardener. As my garden starts to grow, I'm sure this wish list will too. I really love the idea of being able to just grow and pick things from our own garden. And who knows, maybe someday in my wildest of garden dreams, my family will have our own little homestead that we can sustain ourselves off of. Maybe that sounds crazy, and maybe that dream will look different as I really start growing my garden. But for now, it's just fun to think up all of the possibilities. Like I mentioned earlier, I have started to grow some green onions from cuttings, so I wanted to put together an entry for it here. The primary purpose of this spread is to capture some quick pieces of information on what it is that I'm growing, how it started, and to check in on how it's going. I foresee these entries as 2-page spreads so that one side can be a look at the starting growth, with the other side eventually documenting a later update. I haven't really decided a time frame in which an update would seem appropriate, but perhaps in a month or so, along with keeping track of my plant's progress in photo and a description that I've written. I'll also use these spreads to take notes on tips I may come across in my own research. I imagine a lot of gardening will come down to experimenting with those tips, seeing how it affects my garden in my own specific and unique conditions, and adjusting along the way. Is this just an excuse to start another journal? I'm not sure, but I would love to hear from you. Are you a gardener, and do you keep a garden journal? What tips and advice do you have for beginning gardeners such as myself? Let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and feel free to share it with a pen friend who you think might also enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe and to turn on those notifications. That way you don't miss any of our videos. I do my best to upload here every Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific time, so please take care until then. Feel free to enjoy these 2 videos that will be linked here on the screen. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.